As an aviation enthusiast, I've always wanted to go plane spotting at a seaplane base. I've always been fascinated by the concept of seaplanes, and today we're going to be putting that to the test with plane spotting at Vancouver's Harbor Seaplane Base. This is going to be a blast, and I'm super excited for this. So let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Alrighty everybody, welcome to Vancouver's Harbor Seaplane Base. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video, as today we're going plane spotting at a seaport for the very first time, and it's going to be really unique to see what these seaplanes are all about and really gain a better understanding of them. So I hope all of you are excited for this. Let's go ahead and get started, everybody. If you haven't already, be sure to check out all the previous content from all the Seattle aviation activities, and we have so much amazing content coming out from the Pacific Northwest excursion. This has been super fun so far, and I'm really excited to check out what a seaport's like, as it's definitely beyond my comprehension to this point, but we're going to learn about it today as it's really cool. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. This was a really nice introductory picture, but I'm going to go ahead and scroll back to the first capture that I had, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. So as you can see right here, that was Everett Field. Be sure to check out that video if you haven't already. Painfield rather. Here we have this Harbor Air. This is going to be the single otter here landing. This is a beautiful aircraft, and Harbor Air has a variety of liveries. This is one of their coolest ones by far. We're getting started off with a real treat with the Canada flag livery. This is super cool and really glad to catch it here. So we get better shots here in just a moment as it makes its turn to land. The airport's really neat. On the screen now, I'll put the plate so you can see kind of how it's supposed to be outlined, but it's really unique with the runways. Rather, I should say waterways, or however exactly you would like to say it. It's really unique. So really cool to see this, and this is going to be really sweet. So let's go ahead and continue to take a look at this here. Also, the trees are really nice and certainly add some really nice variety to the scene here. So it's really cool to see this, and we love that bank right there. And here it is with the close-up shot as it's just landed. So that's really cool. And again, the vibe is super unique and just really different. So they have three main pier pieces with about 5 stands each. So really cool to see this. And again, I'll be sure in that clip I explained it all. So anyway, here we have this beautiful Harbor Air Twin Otter on floats coming in. This will be our ride later, and I'm super excited to make a trip report on that. So a really nice touchdown there. Again, it's so cool to think about planes being on the water here, and this is super unique. So you can just see the wind correction there and kind of where they're going for it. They have obviously floaties in here to designate the runway, so on and so forth. So really cool to think about this. But obviously the Twin Otter has 2 propellers on it, which is extremely cool, and the floats are much bigger. They can hold more people, so on and so forth. So I thought it'd be really cool to fly one of these, and you'll be seeing that very shortly. But again, the concept's really cool here. Also really cool here at the harbor that you can get boats right next to the plane. So if you like boats in any regard, this might be the best spot for you. So this is really cool. Also, it's worth noting that this is kind of on that downtown kind of, or not exactly downtown, but you know, that strip area that they have over there. So really cool, and I'm just really loving the vibe right here, not to mention the great lighting. This is just quite wonderful right now. So really cool. This is Charlie Golf Foxtrot Hotel Alpha. So really cool to see this. Also worth noting that their operations definitely depend significantly by the season, so looking really good for that aircraft. And then you can see similar concept here, but here's a single otter, and this is going to be Charlie Golf Victor November Lima. I believe we're landing here due to that high flare. So what a good looking aircraft right here. Fleet number of 304, standard Harbor Air livery, of course, which I think looks really nice. I really like that blue leading edge of the wing there. So we definitely have some very substantial character there, and that looks really nice. So it's definitely worth loading how big those floats are, and also the pieces that attach it to the fuselage and how substantial those are. So they've done a really good job mastering that and making it not only economical, but also extremely safe. So we love to see that, and that's extremely cool. So here's another one of the carriers. I believe this is Sea Air right here, and they have a really cool operation as well. So they're pretty much competing, which is really cool. Now, I believe this is actually a Cessna Caravan, I think it looks like. So that's really cool. It says Caravan right here, so I'm pretty sure it's a Caravan, and this is Sea Air's aircraft. They fly to a variety of destinations, so it's like Victoria and Powell's River, places like that where Harbor Air and Sea Air fly to. So their livery is also pretty nice. They have some nice stripes to it, so definitely adding some substantial variety there, and ultimately that looks quite nice. So I think they did a good job there. I also really like the step up pieces. Those are really cool, so definitely glad to see that. You got the chrome underbelly there, and that's all really nice. Charlie Golf Mike, and I think that's a Oscar, but it might be a Delta whiskey right there, so looking really great. Horizontal stabilizer is also super cool there with the upright piece there for stabilization. That is extremely cool. Here's another single otter on floats. You can see already, everybody. Just wanted to provide some additional information here on these seaplane bases here. They are really cool, as you can see. So here's credit to the wiki for this graph, but this is an example of Hollis, Alaska here. And as you can see, it's really cool to think about where the actual float is. So in this case, we have a community right here, and then you can see the seaplane float, which would be the base in this case right here. And it's really cool to look at the runways. I thought this was really cool. So they have a northeast southwest water terrace is what it actually says, or waterway. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Northeast southeast waterway, and it's 6,000 feet and it's 500 feet long. Typically these waterways are really wide, which is really cool. So you can see that one right there, and you can also see we have a 4,500 by 500 one that's facing east to west. So really cool to think about it like that, and overall that's really sweet. So again, credit to all these respective photographers, but I just thought I would show you kind of some of these pictures here so you gain a better understanding of kind of what these look like. So you can have some like this over here that are more personal to the owner of the aircraft, which is quite cool. So you can see what that briefly looks like, just a little dog fort that gets the job done. That's another really good picture example here that shows its full connotation. So that's really cool to see right there. And then obviously you have more traditional seaports as well, kind of going over the history of one. Here's one for Pan American here once it loads. So again, credit to all these respective photographers and sources. But then you get to more traditional seaplane bases that we've seen recently. Let me see if I can find one here. It really wants to pull up personal ones, which is pretty interesting and quite a bit of the traffic, to be honest. So you can see that. But obviously, in our plane spotting session, you saw quite a bit of that here. And then I'll give you some additional information. I wanted to provide some additional information on the Vancouver Harbor Sea Base. So here from the wiki, you can see it's also titled as the Vancouver Harbor Flight Center. So you can see it right here. Here's a really good image of kind of what it looks like from the other perspective that we didn't look at previously. Goes into full detail here, and I wanted to go over the airline destinations of Gulf Island Seaplanes. Has that service right there to Gloria Island. Not exactly sure how to pronounce that. I think it's Gavril Island. I'm not exactly sure, but anyway, they just have a sole service there. And then Harbor Air has several, as you can see, all of them right there. Helijet has some services. They're listed right there. Keymore Air has one service to Seattle Lake Union. Salt Spring Air, which we saw a few of here, has a variety of services right there. Not exactly sure their affiliation, but it's pretty cool. And lastly, Sunshine Coast Air has their two services too. So all that's really cool to note. Also worth noting that they usually have several aircraft movements, and you saw them all throughout that busy period that we got the spot there, 54,000 in 2012. So all this is really great. Really hope all of you enjoyed this little explanation, and we'll get right back to the plane spotting. So yeah, really cool to see that right there. What a great looking aircraft, and certainly what a beauty. Love the sticker right there, and all that is super nice right there. So we absolutely love to see that here for this Harbor Air single otter. And here's another one here that I think is taking off. Again, it's kind of tough. I haven't been there in a long time, so I'm trying to judge what's going on here, but we have some substantial flaps there. So that's really cool to see. So what a great looking aircraft, and the directions are different. And I would love to see how much this varies per wind direction, but we're actually taking off here. So really nice to see that right there. Again, a really good look at it in the sky right there, so hopefully that adds some good depth there. And I love these shots that you can get with the houses and whatnot. Canada's a really beautiful country, and there's no doubting how great that looks right there. So we absolutely love to see that. I think this is it's some planes. I'm forgetting the name of it here, but you can see this beautiful aircraft right here. I'm blanking on the type of aircraft too, but if we can't get a better view of it, then I'll just go ahead and verify with the registration. But that frame's really good to pause on anyway, as that's a really cool shot there with the boat right there. So that's really nice. So this particular aircraft, I'm trying to see if I can get a registration for it here. It is a -2 Beaver, and it's for Gulf Island Seaplanes. That's the airline. So really cool to see it here. It has quite an operation here out of Vancouver. So really cool to see this. What a unique -2, and definitely a really cool aircraft to add to my portfolio. You also got the barge over here, boat, whatever exactly it's called. So that's really cool to see with the buildings, and certainly a very unique catch right there. So we absolutely love to see that, and we got some really good shots there of it. So extremely happy with that, and really great to catch it. That's an extremely cool shot right there with the boat. Very cool to catch that one. That's really cool. Here's another Sea Air aircraft right here. This, I don't know exactly which one this is, but this is touching down there. Charlie Foxtrot Papa Charlie Golf. And just for the sake of everybody's comfort, I'll go ahead and get this registration as well, because it's not going to be that challenging, right? So let's go ahead and get this. So this aircraft is actually flying when I'm recording this video. This is another -2, which is quite nice. So really cool to see this one, and it's mainly based out of Vancouver, flying to various places like Powell River, Bedwell Harbor, so on and so forth. So really cool to see that Miners Bay. So they have a bunch of really neat operations. So glad to see that one here, and it's looking quite nice. Another single Otter Harbor Air aircraft. What a great looking aircraft. This time it is, let me see if I can get a registration. Charlie Golf, or maybe Foxtrot Hotel Alpha Sierra. Great looking aircraft right here. I love the exhaust up there by the propeller and just all the small details. It looks so great. It's kind of like model aircraft assessments, but this is really cool right there. And I love this underneath piece rudder or whatever exactly that is for more traction. It's really great, and you can really see how they flow in the water. So this is really cool. And here's another one. This is Charlie Golf Uniform Tango Whiskey. This aircraft is currently making its rounds right there, so looking really nice as it touches down. So gets some passengers on board too, so we love to see that. And here's Golf Oscar Lima Charlie taking off. So that's actually a Harbor Air -2, which is really cool to see that right there. So very unique aircraft. Would love to get that one next time I go there. That would be really cool. You can also see the spinning pieces there. That's extremely cool. So what a vibe this is, and it's certainly extremely different, but we absolutely love to see that. And there it goes, way off in the distance and making its rounds over there. So we love to see that. There's that seaplane, Gulf Island Seaplanes -2 coming back in around. Look at the floats compared to the actual aircraft itself. That's extremely impressive. So we love to see that. And then we have that might be the same one that we saw at the beginning, but there's the Harbor Air Canada flag -2 this time coming in. So what a great looking aircraft. There's another single otter right there. So they have really good variety here, and the lighter pieces are really cool. So we love to see all that. Actually, that next one there, that actually has Salt Spring Air on it. So I'm not sure if it's the subsidiary of Harbor Air or a different airline completely, but yeah, this is a really cool aircraft too. So I'm certainly glad to note that one, and overall that looks really nice. So definitely glad to see that one. Here's another Sea Air. This looks like a twin otter on floats to me, but what a good, or is it this Caravan? Excuse me, sorry about that. But the shots you can get are so cool, and then you got people hanging out up here too. It's out of the frame, but super cool. What a vibe, and that's just extremely sweet right there to say the least. There's a really good shot of the Gulf Island Seaplane making its rounds right here. Again, what a vibe. Just so cool to see that, the rudder, crosswind correction, so on and so forth. So yeah, I definitely will have to insert a segment there, and I think I already did, talking about kind of the fundamentals of seaports. And it's a really cool concept to explore, and I hope to do more of this in the future. And you do get your fair share of birds here. So that's really cool. And then this is an extremely cool shot encompassing all of the aircraft here that we have at the seaport. So here's two of the piers off here on the left, and there's one more on the right. You got gate 1 right here. So you got the -2s hanging out right next to each other. I think that are all designated. So we have the -2 ramp right here, which is really cool. Let me make sure that's a -2 to make sure that's the right name to use for it. The yeah, -2 Beaver. So we have 3 -2s right here, and then we got our twin otters on floats over here on the left. Really great to see that single otters. I love the trees. This is a super cool shot, so I'll definitely have to work on this one and post it sometime. But what a great capture right there. It's just so cool to see it all in detail and all of the various fuel pumps, so on and so forth. So it really gives you a better appreciation. Then there's up here on the right, and this has the -2s, or the ones that we just saw rather, walking down here a little bit. And then you can see the single otter ops looking really nice right there. So that's really cool. One also taxing out too, or if taxing is the right word. Here's a really cool Harbor Air hybrid livery on this single otter, which is really cool. You can also, it might be a different one, honestly. It looks pretty detailed there. It also seems like it has more seats, so on and so forth. So let me see what's going on with this aircraft. Also, I apologize. This isn't my expertise, so that's why I got to double check. This is actually a Caravan. Why did I not recognize it? I mean, they're kind of similar, but why did I not recognize that's a Caravan? So I think maybe Harbor Air's Caravans has this really cool livery. So you got that gray there in the front, the blue, and then yellow. That's a really great scheme right there. It looks really cool. The HA also looks great. Not to mention that backdrop. Man, that is extremely cool. So feeling really fortunate to get this shot. That is great. So we absolutely love to see that right there. That's extremely cool right there. Looking great. And then we get the double shot right there too a little bit. There's a boat as well, so we love to see that. There's the Harbor Air. It looks like a single otter. I might be wrong, but anyways, making its rounds. And then we have this beautiful aircraft right here for Salt Spring Air. Again, don't know if there's any major difference, but it's parked in the same place. So I'm thinking it's just a subsidiary livery or equivalent. So here's another Harbor Air. Appears to be a single otter making its rounds. That is a really cool shot with that pontoon. That's really cool. Crazy. I'm used to seeing pontoons here at home, but we actually can see them in Vancouver too. So that's really cool. There goes the other Canada flag livery making it out there. So that's really cool. And then we have a twin otter there. That might be ours here in a moment. And here comes a single otter in the land. That is a really great double shot right there. So we love to see that. And I'm thinking this is probably going to be our twin otter flight with service to the Victoria Harbor here. It's Charlie Golf Hotel Alpha Papa. What a great looking aircraft there. It's certainly beefed up compared to the single otter as you see right there, but similar to the Dash 2 a little bit. So there's the single otter right there. And here comes the twin otter. I'm assuming by how many pictures I've took, it's probably ours. So that's really cool. Gulf Island seaplanes getting some better light and angles on that landing. So we love to see that. I love the reverse thrust concept there. That's really cool. So we absolutely love to see that. That's really great. And there it is right there. Air North 737-500 flying over. That was really cool. So glad to see that. And we also have a, is it Fairmount helicopters, it looks like, with some sort of helicopter over there, which is really cool. Got some more boats, and there's a single otter making its rounds along with another Dash 2 for Sea Air. So definitely got quite a few Sea Airs in here. So that's really cool. A single otter right here for Harbor Air, looking really nice. What a beautiful aircraft. It's super cool. And then the Canada one coming in, they have a variety of those, so we're going to see a handful. So it's a really great livery and hope to fly that one at some point. Gulf Island seaplanes right here. Again, it's a really great scheme. So between the three fundamentals, there's our Caravan right there. It's really cool to see all the variety. Downtown shots are super cool, so we love to see all that. And all of it's looking really great right there. So we absolutely love to see that. And then here's the arrivals right here for the Vancouver Harbor Flight Center. So you can see all the various flights. These are all the Harbor Air ones here. So here's a nice assortment of destinations that you can expect. That's arrivals, so none of that applies to us. But you can just see the frequency here and how often they come in. Those single otters and Dash 2s are really grinding, along with a handful of twin otters. Which, speaking of which, I believe that's going to be ours right there. Charlie Golf Foxtrot Hotel Alpha will be taking us to Victoria Harbor. We're really excited for this flight, and I hope all of you are as well. There's a little wing view hint for you, but this trip report is going to be extremely cool, and along with the collage with other prop planes in Canada. We even got to see a view of Vancouver International Airport, of which we'll be going plane spotting there in coming videos, so definitely get excited for that. It's going to be super fun. But you can see KLM down there, the Lufthansa 74, Air New Zealand, Swiss, a nice variety. Got to go back to Vancouver, man. What an awesome city. And there's the propeller right there. And then this is a shot from Victoria Harbor. Just thought I'd give you all one more bonus. A Keymore Air from the United States. I believe this is a single otter or a Caravan. It's one of those two. Anyways, it's November 87 Kilo Alpha, which I thought it was really cool that they flew directly into the harbor internationally. So I really hope all of you enjoyed this video. What a unique spotting session here. This was super cool. We'll be beginning the track back up after we do the Harbor Air trip report on the Twin Otter. It's going to be a blast, and I hope all of you are excited for it. Super unique aviation that we're getting to cover here, and I'm feeling very fortunate for it, and I hope all of you are as well. So I really hope all of you enjoyed learning about the seaport. Let me know what you think in the comments, but nevertheless, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love and love what you do? My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.